Hey friends, we're going to be working this week all week long in math with story problems. We've done a lot with story problems already, but these are going to be new story problems. They have a certain twist to them, and the twist is that they're kind of like a mystery or like a riddle. They have a missing number, and that's our job to figure out the missing number. Okay, and I think I'll show you what I mean. Okay, behind me I have a story problem right now. I'll work through it. I'll talk my way through it so that you know what I'm thinking. I'll think out loud, and then I'll show you how I would solve it. Okay? All right, let's get started. First, I'd like to read it to you. It says, before I forget, because it's this mystery, it's this missing number, you really have to use your brain. You have to really be thinking about what you're reading and thinking about the number story. Okay, can you do that? Okay, be thinking really hard. Okay, be really good listeners and really good thinkers right now. Okay, all right. Sam has 4 toys. Ted has some toys. If they put their toys in a pile, they have 10 toys in all. How many toys does Ted have? So the question that we're trying to answer, or the missing number, is how many toys does Ted have? We don't know. The story doesn't tell us. The story just says Ted has some toys. That word right there, some, that's not a number. That doesn't tell us how many toys he has. So that's our job to figure out. That's our mystery that we're going to solve, is how many toys does Ted have? Okay? There are some things that we do know, and just like with all story problems, we're going to figure out what we do know and use that to figure out what we don't know. Okay? What we do know is how many they have all together. All together, they have 10 toys in all. So 10 is how many they have. That's how many they have all together. Okay? We also know that they have, sorry about that, I lost my marker. They have, let's see, Sam has 4 toys. What we need to figure out is how many Ted has. It says Ted has some toys. We need to figure out what that sum is, that word sum means, okay? So, because we know the biggest number and we know one of the smaller numbers, the easiest way I can think of to help myself and to keep my thinking from getting confused is, I think I'm going to use a fact triangle, a fact family triangle. Do you remember this? A triangle, and you put one number in each of the corners, right? And it's a fact family. The dot is the biggest number. So we know that. We know 4 and 10. We know that 10 is going to be the biggest number because that's how many they have in all. And you know what? I'm going to underline toys in all. That's an important part of it. They have 10 toys in all. So 10 is going to be the biggest number. So I'm going to put the 10 at the top of the fact triangle. And then I'll put the 4 in one of the corners. This one right here, this empty corner, that is what we're trying to find out, okay? That's how many Ted has. Now, if you remember our fact triangles from before, they had a plus and a minus symbol in the middle. And that symbol was to remind us that every fact family has 2 addition and 2 subtraction problems that you can make up with this number. okay? Or with these numbers, these three numbers. So I think what I'm gonna do is I have to figure out, I think what I'm gonna do, since it's missing number, I'm gonna set up an addition problem, okay? An addition number sentence. Because I know, let me grab a different marker here. I know that Sam has 4, and when you add that to Ted's number of toys, which we don't know, I'm just gonna put a box there. And when we figure out that number, we'll put the missing number, we'll put it in the box. But when you add Sam's 4 toys to Ted's however many toys, that equals the total number of toys in all, which is 10, okay? So there's what our number sentence is gonna be like, okay? 4 plus something equals 10. Now, to figure this out, I'm gonna draw a picture. I'm gonna draw a picture using what I know. And what I know is the total is 10. So I'm gonna draw 10 dots to represent the 10 toys. And I'll just do that down here in this blank spot. And as I'm drawing these, I'm counting to myself to keep myself from from losing my place in counting. So I make sure that I have 10, because that's important when you're doing the quick drawing. And because I've been talking a minute, I had forgotten how many I had already drawn, so I'm gonna recount. If you ever lose your count, or lose how many, or forget, or get distracted, or something, if anything like that happens, always go back and double check, because that is important. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so I have 10 dots. You notice they're not perfect, they're not perfectly round, they're just quick dots to represent 10 toys that they have all together. See, this is all together, Sam's and Ted's. We know that Sam has 4 toys. So I'm going to circle 4 of the dots. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Double check. 1, 2, 3, 4. That means all the rest of these have to be Ted's, because Sam had some and Ted had some, and all together it was 10. So I'm gonna circle whatever's left, because whatever's left is Ted's. Okay? Now, I have the picture, I'm gonna count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means that Ted has 6 toys. Because we have 4 plus 6 equals 10. So now we know that Ted has, instead of some toys, he has how many toys? 6, good job. So we can actually go down here and fill in the rest of our fact triangle. We have 10, we have 4, and we know that now 6. All right, you are going to, for your seesaw activity, you're going to solve a problem just like this on your own. And if you do the things that I showed you, you will be able to solve your own mystery on your own number story.